For the audience, we are waiting for the arrival of one more board member. So it's going to be a few more minutes, and then we'll get started shortly.
Good evening, everyone. We are going to call to order the Code Enforcement Appeals Board regular meeting as well as the assessment meeting at 6:10. Can you please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Thank you very much. Can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Chair Tennyson,
Present.
Vice Chair Schultz,
Present.
Board Member Cavalli,
Present.
Board Member Simpson,
Present.
and let it show for the record that Board Member Elam is absent, and Board Members Taylor and Eureka are absent and excused.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 4, the consent of the calendar and approval of the agenda. That would be for the approval of the June 25th regular meeting agenda and the May 28th regular meeting minutes. Board members, please review, and I'll get a motion to approve. And also, we're going to be moving the number 6, item 6, community forum from number 6 down to number 9. It'll be after the public hearing, so it'll be after 9. Thank you.
Through the chair, you'll have to make a motion for that.
Correct. Okay, so we'll do those separately. We'll do the motion for both the minutes and the moving of it.
Why don't you do the consent calendar separate from the agenda?
Perfect. Thank you.
I move to approve the May 28th, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
And, no, June 20th.
There are 2 different meeting minutes listed here.
Oh.
No, you can do them together. We have meeting minutes from June.
How do we have
Oh, I'm
minutes
so
from
sorry.
June 25?
I apologize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we shouldn't have
Thank
minutes
you.
yet.
So that for clarity. Go ahead.
Okay, so to clarify, the motion is just to approve the May 28th, 2026 meeting minutes right now.
Second.
Let me get a roll call, please.
Chair Tennyson,
Approved.
Vice Chair Schultz,
Approve.
Board Member Cavalli,
Approve.
Board Member Simpson.
Approved.
Okay, you can go to the second one.
Let the record show the motion passed 4-0.
Now I'd like to make a motion to move the, on today's June 25th, 2026 meeting agenda, move item 6 for the community forum to after item 9A to allow opportunity for the community forum to comment.
Second.
Get a roll call, please.
Chair Tennyson,
Approved.
Vice Chair Schultz,
Approve.
Board Member Cavalli,
Approve.
Board Member Simpson.
Approved.
Let the record show the motion has passed 4-0.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 5, the report of the city county liaison. I don't see the city's liaison here today. Council member Councilmember Matthias is not available for us today, so we'll move on to presentations and accommodations. And there are none. Moving on to old business, there are none. Moving on to new finished business, which is the set up the levy as special assessments for unpaid fees, administrative charges, citations, fines, and abatement costs. At this hearing, The Code Enforcement Appeals Board will listen to any testimony and accept any evidence regarding discrepancies relating to the amount of the special assessment. Please note that the time for the regular appeals hearing has expired. The Code Enforcement Appeals Board will not receive testimony or evidence related to the validity of the underlying violation. The board will only be reviewing the cost accounting of the assessments and making sure that the figures are correct today. So we will not be hearing necessary any additional information other than that. Thank you.
So through the chair, I think you can, before you call the first case, just state clearly that you're opening the public hearing.
And at this point in time, we'll be opening the public hearing regarding the special assessments. Case number Z like zebra, V like Victor, 25-0419. Last name is Falcon. The address is 17 North Daniels Avenue, Vallejo. Anyone here representing that location? Thank you. So the grand total of that would be $990.92. All right, moving on to our next case. That would be case number P like Paul, R like Robert, 25-0124. The address is 147 Sea Lion Place, and the last name is Sai Jung Feng. Okay, anyone here for that particular address or location? '51.
So through the chair, if they're not here, they've waived their their appeal.
Thank you very much. That assessment is for
Oh,
$1,034.76.
through the chair, there is someone online.
We have someone online to represent this location?
Through the chair, the speaker online has had their hand raised since the start of the meeting. I think in this case it would be helpful, considering they don't have their name listed on their username at this time. It's just their phone number, to verify exactly which property they are representing. Phone number ending in 035. Please state your property address. Please hit *6 to unmute yourself.
Yes, I did.
Yes, we can
I
hear
have
you.
unmuted. Okay, thank you. I'm representing 1448 Wright Street. My name is Frances Dickerson. I just want to say the property is not making enough money to pay the bill.
Stand by. I'm sorry.
$911.
Hello.
Pardon me,
Can-
ma'am. We'll have to address this at a later time during the meeting, during the community forum portion. At this time, if you're
No.
willing to, just hang tight. We'll get through the current item on the agenda, and then when we get to the community forum portion, you can state your case.
She's actually she's part of the hearing.
Oh, she is
She's,
part.
So
she
she's-
just identified herself as item number 6
Yes.
on our hearing list.
Yes. 1448 Rice Street.
Oh, okay. Rice Street. Okay.
Rice Street, yes.
Okay, so we'll be calling you shortly. Thank you so much.
So there's no one here from 147 Sea Lion Place, that's correct? Okay, moving on, that's $1,034.76. Thank you. And they have waived their appeal. Thank you. All right, moving on to the next case. Case number C like cat, E like Edwards, 25-1199. The address is 300 Winchester Street.
Good afternoon. My name is Islam Ayed. I'm speaking in behalf of my parents who live at 300 Winchester Street. Thank you for hearing us today. The violation in question has been fixed and the case has been closed. During the time of the open case, my father has had cancer treatment and was in active radiation treatment in January of 2026. He also has been in and out of the hospital for cancer-related treatment issues. My mother and father are both disabled and have a fixed income. Their only income is Social Security. They cannot pay the over $2,000 amount. There is no money left after rent, bills, and medical appointments. We did not ignore this. We reached out to the person and asked what our options were. Unfortunately, the options that were presented didn't really fit our, because of my parents' fixed income, we couldn't make it happen in time. We reached out to the person who left the items, who was my brother, and asked him to move the items and pay. He refused. We have proof of that email. Unfortunately, we do not regularly communicate with my brother. We are asking the board to waive or reduce the balance due to medical and financial hardship. We are not disputing the violation, only asking for financial support due to their health and fixed income.
Thank you. Is there any comments from the city?
Yes, hi. This was a property that was located based on the amount of trash, what we would call trash, junk, and debris that was on the front yard. And while inspecting the property, there's several vehicles parked or stored on the unpaved surface. I did post an initial notice. It's not within our ordinance, but I do post an initial warning notice as a courtesy. Looks like a gentleman, as she had said, was, I believe, the brother, did make contact. He did state it was his items. I worked with him for several months, and it looks like from the time that I did grant him an extension, and then he would, I guess you would say, disappear. And so that rolled into from June, we gave them an extension all the way till September, where they did get a notice of violation, because it was not, no progress was made. He did make contact again, gave him another extension, and it looks like it went all the way to almost the December, almost January there, where they got a site one, because again, the gentleman would disappear. But they did ultimately make contact. I believe the daughter, I believe it is, did make contact with us. We worked with them, and they did abate by, looks like, March of 26. And there was a little bit of trash, junk, and debris, but there was a lot of progress made. So I had no reason to doubt that they would clean up the rest of it. So I did close that case.
Thank you. Any comments from the board members?
Ma'am, you mentioned that there were, that they offered options for, could you elaborate a bit, or do either one of you have more information about the options that you had available?
Yeah, of course. So my sister actually spoke with Mr. Henderson, and I think that one of the options was to put cement blocks under the cars. However, that was not feasible, nor was it an option for my parents to do in that time. So, and we also, wanted the cars out. We did not want them there. It was, unfortunately, the relationship with my brother is tumultuous, so we don't really talk to him.
Thank you.
Understood. With any other comments from the board? So at the $2,072.20, as you stated, that would be something difficult for you to make a full payment. Is that correct?
It would be difficult, yes, to make a full
Correct.
payment.
Okay. Would there be an option of a payment arrangement that would work with you guys? So if you wanted to do something around that at that level?
It depends on how much monthly it would be, yes.
I would let you work that out with staff, but if that's something that can be arranged, we can make that arrangement.
Yeah, we can definitely do a payment arrangement. Yeah, it just can't be a lump sum.
Okay. All right, thank you. If you see staff to the side there, they'll be able to make the payment arrangements with you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, moving on to our next case. This case is located at 433 Tennessee Street. The case number is C like cat, E like Edward, 25-0581. It's under George or Mount George LLC. Thank you, sir. Please step to the podium.
Do I just start? How does this work? So I'm here on behalf of Mount George Trust. We own the property at Tennessee and Sonoma, right next to Nations. It's got a billboard. The billboard was vandalized before we bought it, and the billboard is leased out to a billboard company. A couple years into us owning the building, we got tagged by code enforcement for the billboard being tagged. We received a notice. The notice said if you want to appeal, please pay $530, which is non-refundable, and submit this application. The actual fine's only $430, and so we emailed Mr. Scott Herndon a letter, and we also informed our billboard company of the situation. The billboard in question it's probably like 22 feet off the ground. It requires like a specialized ladder truck to get up to and to take the graffiti down. It's not something that we can do in-house without that, or should we really be going up there. The billboard company did take a couple months to come out and actually take it down, during which time I guess our appeal passed. And we kind of jumped through all the hoops to get the billboard cleaned up, and it's cleaned up now and it's stayed cleaned up. We are just trying to see why we still have to pay the $450. Can you reduce it? Like, it doesn't feel right for us to actually pay this when we did everything we could. And, we couldn't even appeal it because the appeal fee is more than the actual fee.
Thank you very much. Is there any comments from the city, please?
Yes. So yeah, while on patrol, I noticed that there was graffiti on the back of the billboard. I did send a letter to the property owner. The property owner, I believe, or who had contacted me via email stating that they were the property owner, gave me a number to a billboard company and said to basically call the billboard company myself and work out a plan with them. But ultimately, I informed them that anything that's on there, if it's a billboard, if they rent it out as a third party, it's still responsible to the property owner. And there was no progress made or any, a statement stating that they were going to abate the violation. They said that the violation has been up there for years. I did Google map it, and based on Google's historical imagery, it shows that it's been on that billboard for since 2022. And because there was no progress or any statement of making progress, I did move forward with the NOV on the property. We're always willing to work with individuals here at Code Enforcement. We're not looking to enforce fees and fines. We're just looking for voluntary compliance.
So just to follow up on that, to confirm, so there was no communication between the property owner and the staff letting them, you know, that they were working on it, or they didn't notify you of anything on, okay.
Nothing, yeah.
And sir, do you have anything
I mean,
otherwise?
I got the letter he sent. It does not say that we are actively working on it. We sent it to the billboard company who was working on it. Like, again, we can't actively work on it. It's, you got to get a truck up there. You have to be
But
strapped in.
did you communicate with the city staff to let them know that you were working with the billboard company, or to discuss this notice at all?
Yeah, I mean, because he had outside communication with, like, the owner of the trust, not me personally. He did tell me that he informed him of the billboard company and the situation. I guess I don't know directly what was said there. I do have a letter that he sent on May, 9th, but it's, you know, it does not say that. It says it's leased out to an advertising firm. It is the billboard company's responsibility. It's approximately 22 feet in the air. Access requires specialty equipment. The backside of the founding billboard has, it's not.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's fair.
So you're the property owner?
I work for the property owner representative. Yes.
Okay, so then that means, as the officer alluded to, is that the property owner is responsible for that particular fixture on its site, correct?
That's what he's saying, yes.
Okay. And so if there is no communication between the property owner and the code enforcement officer stating the progress of what you're trying to do at that point in time, and saying that, yes, there's a vehicle that needs to get 20 feet in the air, so forth and so on. If there's no communication there, we have no other recourse.
So I do have a letter that he wrote on May 9th saying it's 22 feet in the air and it requires the billboard company.
That was after the...
I do have that. And he himself says he had communication with the owner saying just that about the billboard, right? Like that the billboard company would have to do it. And it took the billboard company some time to do it, but we did communicate with him regardless.
So at this point, this hearing today, we're not here to discuss the underlying merits of the case, as we're here to review whether the fees are accurately assessed. And based on the timeline and the information presented, it sounds like they did follow the appropriate schedule. As he mentioned, they are often willing to work and do extensions, just like you heard in the previous matter, but that wasn't communicated in prior to the assessment of the fee.
So the phone call and the correspondence are not communication? We're not communicating with them? Is that? And I understand that you're not here to discuss like the validity of the claim, but how do you appeal a $430 item by paying a $540 non-refundable appeal? I just don't understand.
Well, if the violation was remedied, then the violation, there wouldn't have been a fee.
Through the chair, I'll try to help. There would have been a warning notice, I presume, and a 30-day remedy that would have cost you nothing.
Well, I have the warning notice here. It literally says it costs non-refundable fee of $536.37.
That's after you've been cited, if you want to appeal. But originally, if you wanted to fix the problem, you wouldn't have incurred any fees at all had you adhered to the warning notice.
There's an escalation procedure that's followed where the initial notices to you do not have a fee attached. And as they continue to escalate, that's when the fees become assessed.
So can we appeal the amount? Can you,
That would have been the appeal that you chose not to pursue because you didn't want to pay.
Within that time frame
yeah,
for the appeal is already passed, unfortunately. So at this point in time, $431.34 is what's due. You're willing to pay that today. You can see staff if we need to arrange a payment option for you. We can offer those two to you. But at this point in time, the opportunity to appeal this particular case has already passed, sir.
all right. Well,
Thank you.
that's it.
Through the chair, I forgot to tell you for appellant number 1, they paid that full amount, so if you could strike that on your list.
Thank you. That's, yes, yes, on North. Yep.
17 North Daniels, case
Correct.
number ZV 25-0419. just
For the
record.
$990.92.
For the $990.92.
So that's off our list tonight.
Yeah, they
Thank you.
paid it last week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next case. Next case is 1177 Louisiana Street. The case number is V like Victor, L like Larry, 21-0146. Rosie Lee Hodge. Thank you, sir. Are you here stating your name, please?
My name is Troy Skillman, and I'm here to represent Rosie Lee Hodge.
And your relationship, sir?
This is my grandmother.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a little involved case because actually she is deceased, and this has fallen on to heirs of the property. So we actually, between myself and other family members, we actually own 1177 and 1183 Louisiana Street and everything. I'm kind of, I guess, in the similar boat as some of the other folks in here where I must have missed the appeal date and everything because I've been actually trying to deal with this matter since January of this year. I actually went and spoke in front of the city council. I guess it must have been the second week of January. And I was supposed to receive a phone call from the city attorney to discuss the matter. I tried to contact his office a few times and that never did occur. I don't know if this gentleman, are you Scott Heron? Are you? Yeah, okay, I've spoken to this gentleman on the phone, and we had talked about this matter before, I guess, it got a penalty. And correct me if I'm wrong, I thought we had spoken, I had said I wanted to speak to the city attorney before I went ahead and paid any fees about this, and then I asked you, would there be any fees or penalties on this? And you had actually, if I remember correctly, said there were no penalties or fees with this matter and everything. I don't have an issue with paying with the bill, but because I did want to speak to the city attorney before I did everything, I was wondering, one, I still would like to speak to the city attorney about the matter because I do have some concerns about the assessment overall anyway. Two, I don't know if we are to the point where I can have obviously these penalties waived because I misunderstood or I was told wrong information about this particular case. So I don't know if we can do anything.
So it looks like when I took over the beat, looks like some of the fees were already accumulated on the property. And when another coworker moved on for other opportunities, I took on this beat around, I want to say, December-ish. So it looks like they received a notice of violation. And again, these the vacant lot property programs started back in 2021, I believe. And so those get issued out by the city. The code enforcement's names just get attached to those. I don't recall seeing that there's any no fees or fines on the property, as our secretary is the one that sends out all the letters for these. And I do take it upon myself, since it is my beat, before anyone gets any fees and fines, to post the initial to the, even if it's a vacant lot property. But it looks like that it already got issued fees and fines just around the time I took over this property. So it looks like a initial warning letter had already been sent out. And I believe I had informed the individual to speak with our secretary again on who handles all these letters that go out.
Thank you. Quick question, sir.
Yes.
You said during a specific time you were having conversations with Officer Herndon.
We had one conversation.
Okay, and it was asking him that during the time there was no fees or anything along that line?
Right, I asked him if there would be any penalties, you know, why I tried to take care of this matter with this. I guess obviously I went down the wrong road. I should have maybe gone down the code enforcement road instead of the city council road.
Kind of, the point I'm leading up to is you might have burned your time in that 30-day window that you had an opportunity to address this, and then you may have another opportunity at that to set up a time when you could have come before the board and be able to appeal the fine, right? So those time frames were right in that moment when you probably were having that conversation and also waiting to talk to the city attorney, and that waiting period is where you lost the time. It got away from you. And so at this point in time, unfortunately, that's where we're at with the case today. And so if you can make the payment of $1,034.76, that's kind of where we're at today.
What was the original payment, if I may ask?
Yeah, that's what I was going to clarify. So it sounds like at the time when you began speaking with him in January, it looks like the amounts were already assessed. So there was a September 18th, 2025, December 23rd, 2025, and December 30th, 2025. And there were no new fees assessed after that time period.
Okay.
So that totals up to $1,034.76.
Okay. So just for clarification also, when you normally have this fee, what is the normal fee for this type of incident or issue?
Start at approximately $477, and then it goes up accordingly based on what are we looking at?
So the amounts vary every year.
Fees,
I
yeah,
believe
fee
the
schedule.
appeal fee for notice of violation is in the 500 range right now. It just changed, so I can't remember off the top of my head. But if you're appealing a citation, it's the amount of the citation, and then you would just get the money back for the citation. It'd be a refundable. But
Was this one a citation, or was this just the normal fee for having a vacant lot? I don't think there was a
So
citation.
the initial is the vacant real property registration fee. That was the first one. The first fee was the registration fee.
And what?
And then following that, then you have the notice of violation. Prior to the notice of violation, you do receive a warning before there's a fee assessed.
so to clarify it through the chair, in a property registration, a vacant property registration, vacant building or vacant lot case, the warning letter is the packet that they receive, that registration packet saying, hey, we know you own this vacant property, you have to register. That is the warning notice. The next notice after that is the notice of violation. To appeal the notice of violation, you do one of two things. You either pay the notice of violation appeals fee, which is 500 and some change, or you file a fee waiver, an appeal fee waiver, and you have to provide supporting documentation showing why you're unable to pay that appeal fee. The registration fee is what is on that notice that you received, which was at the time. Oh, why is it not? Was it on here, the 477?
I'm showing 477.14.
Yeah, the 477.14. Yeah. The 477.14 cents, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Right. So you would need to see staff for the 1,034.76 for the payment today, or did you want to make some arrangements?
I'm going to make some arrangement.
Okay. Thank you.
And sir, my condolences to you and your family.
All right, moving on to number 6. Manny, I believe this is the young lady online for 1448 Rice Street. Case number V like Victor, A like Apple, 25-0136. Francis Dickerson.
Good evening, sir. I'm the owner of the property, and wanted to ask the board if they can kindly waive the fees, because the property is not making enough income to pay the monthly bills, and I'm practically moving finances from other areas to pay it, and I try to contact the officer when it happened, but to no avail. I sent email. I came to the office to let him know what was going on and how to avoid the fees. There was no avail. So I'm asking to please kindly waive the fees, because the income does not cover the expenses on a monthly basis. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Dickerson. Is there a possibility, has anything been, I'm sorry, go ahead. City, is there any, any information?
Yeah, so while on patrol in the area, and when I mean like while on patrol, it's sometimes we might get a complaint in the area, and if we get a complaint in the area for something that's on a property, sometimes we'll look to our left or right. We call it a 360, and if we see the same violation, we try to be ethical. So if one property has a violation, so this property also had an in-op vehicle on the property. I sent out, looks like I inspected the property on 10/29/2025. Posted the initial, again, it's not in our, I do that as a courtesy for my beat for every case that I do. It looks like I posted on there at 10/31/2025. I went by there several times after for the reinspection. There was no progress. It looks like they got a first citation about 2 months after, which is going to be December 31st. The property owner did contact me via email. It looks like January 14th. I did try to work with them. Tried to inform them of, you know, I can't advise, but I just informed them that they have to remove the violation out of the public view. I've gone by multiple times where it was still on the property and still in the public view, but I did not cite them. And eventually, it looks like it was closed March 10th. Did see that that was there. Unfortunately, that the fees and fines, they get turned over to financials, but we're always willing to work with individuals.
Thank you, sir. Board members, any
The
questions?
citation was January, sir. It was not March, and I came to the office 3 times. I do not live in the property. I came there to the office 3 times. I emailed 3 times. I did not get the warning. When I did get it, I came right away. The very day I got the warning, I came to the office. I emailed the officer because the property does not have income, making 7,000 enough to pay every month. And I came 3 times begging to see what needs to be done. I was working with the person, the tenant that had the car there before they removed it. The first citation came in on January, and I have came to the office. I'm begging to please remove it. The property is not making enough income to pay the charges at all. I work with the tenant, and we eventually remove the property. It's within 2 weeks after I received the citation, or 3 weeks. It was not March, it was January. Thank you.
Thank you. Any
You're
comments from
welcome,
the
sir.
board? Officer Herndon, is this car registered to the owner of the property, or is this vehicle just registered to a tenant, or were you able to find that out?
So there was no tags on the vehicle, no plates as well.
Thank you. This is a rental property, you noted, or is it?
It's a residential property. It looks like they may have multi-units in the back side of the property, but I'm not too sure.
Thank you. So we have a fee of $903.11 for the property at 1448 Rice Street. Any comments that, with the information that we've heard so far, that we need to have a conversation about?
I do have a couple of questions. So again, as difficult as it is, I do have to remind us that we're not here to review the merits of the underlying merits of the fees here, and we're just reviewing to see that they were properly assessed. And here does appear so. I did see on the note that you noted a financial inability to pay, but ma'am, you listed that it was due to simply the income produced from the property. Do you have an individual financial hardship outside of that?
Is she still with us,
Please,
ma'am?
ma'am, could you please say, I didn't hear what you said about the finances. I do not have a financial ability to pay. I'm moving all that income to pay the mortgage of and the maintenance of the property right now. I'm using all the income to pay it. And I know we are not there to assess the reason, but I did make several moves to make sure it doesn't get assessed. It doesn't happen. I made several moves. I came there several times. And I was at the property every day to make sure the car was removed by the tenant. I do not have the financial ability to pay the fine. I am using all that finances to pay the financial expenses on that property right now.
Thank you. Can
And we
I?
acted quickly and removed it. And the car was removed. I acted quickly and made sure it was removed. And made sure it was removed.
Thank you.
Can I have clarification from the staff on the late payment penalty amount? I see the notice amount of $324.97 and the late penalty $578.14. Yeah, if you have the answer to that, that's whoever.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is what the cost of the late fee is $578.14 on administrative notice citations.
So,
I'm not going to.
The conversation is, could we waive the late fee? Is that where we're going? Okay. At this point in time, unfortunately, that's not an option. So we would have to go down the road of the entire fine, which is 903.11, or possibly offering a payment plan. Any comments, City Attorney?
Just that that's correct, because the only thing at issue here is whether or not the math is correct, or, it's the right property, and, if there is an error in the assessment. We're not talking about the merits of the case at all. That time has passed.
Correct, thank you. So we have an option on the board whether we go with the full payment of 903.11, or are we offering an option to make payment arrangements?
Yes, I think payment arrangements would be the way to go with this young lady.
So can I hear from motion from the floor for payment, or? With that being said, please talk to staff in regards to the payment arrangement in order for this fine to be worked out for you. Thank you.
Can we remove the late charges?
so unfortunately, the late payment was properly assessed. The late payment penalty amount was assessed properly according to the fee schedule. So we are not able to waive that separately at this time. And the time period for
But nobody was able to. Nobody walked to me. Nobody told me anything. Nobody walked with me. Why is it that they are able to walk with other cities and they cannot walk with my property? Why was they able to do that? I came to Mr. Hendricks. We are not enough property that it doesn't have enough penalties to pay it. I do not have enough penalties to pay that 900. There was no need for the penalty at all. The first of all was no need for the penalty. There was no notice given to me for warning. There was no, the notice warning came late at the same time the penalty came. The penalty came the same time the warning came. So there's something wrong. Something definitely wrong.
Officer Herndon,
There was no need
what's
for
the,
penalty
sorry,
at all.
pardon me, ma'am.
No late payment. There was no need for penalty, no late payment.
What is the time frame that we're looking at between when the warning notice and the actual violation?
Yeah, so it looks like it was inspected on October 29th. Again, I posted my initial administrative notice to the property on the entry gate on October 31st. Looks like the follow-up would have been around 11:29. Again, I went there, I believe, 3 times. I still seen it in the public view. I just moved forward. I didn't cite them. And around almost January there, December 31st, it looks like they got their first citation. And then it looks like on January 14th is when they did make contact with me via email. I did receive a phone number, so I did call them. I got a voicemail. Unfortunately, I was not in my office when I got the voicemail, but I did give them a call back. Try to explain to them. I did leave messages on their voicemail letting them know that we'll work with them, but it does ultimately have to be out of the public view. And it looks like the final inspection that the car was removed was on March 10th. So you're looking about, what was that, almost 4 or 5 months?
And they had an opportunity to appeal.
Excuse me, sir. The citation was January 5th. And the first notice you said you left at 12:31st. And again, I do not live at the property. I came after the first citation. You did not leave a message on my phone. You did not call my phone number. I sent you 3 emails. You did not respond to either. I came begging, what do I do? The tenant is not working with me. I do not want the citation. Please, the property is not making income. I do not have income to pay it, and I need to move other tenancy to pay the expenses of the property. You did not respond. No came there, no respond to my email, no call me. I do not understand a grown officer say such a thing. A whole officer representing a city to say such a thing. There's no messages on my phone.
Thank you. City Attorney, do you have a comment?
I was going to ask a question of the officer. So you posted all the notices at the home, and when you called a number, you called a number in response to a message that was left with you, correct? And that was the number that she left you?
Correct.
Okay. And then all the notices were in writing, mailed to the property address.
Yeah,
that was listed.
Every letter that we send out, any case that I should say, we send it out via certified and regular. If it's a tenant property, we send it to both properties.
Right.
But specifically with my cases, I use it as a courtesy and I post to every single property for their absolute due process.
And when you looked up this property, did it show it was a tenant property? I think that was asked earlier. Like, was it
I believe this was actually, I'm not sure if they, because sometimes we do have tenant properties where they have the mail go back to the tenant and not to the, I guess you would say
landlord and the tenant?
Yeah.
And you don't know, do you have that
No, I believe
official address here?
I believe the mailing address for the property owner goes back to this property.
Okay.
I have one other question. She mentioned sending 3 emails, but I don't see multiple emails in the file, so wasn't sure if those were, did you receive multiple emails from her at any point, aside from this appeal for today?
I did receive emails. I didn't respond via email. She had her phone number on there, so I did call her. I believe I called several times in a span of the 5 months.
And left voicemail as well.
Through the chair. So the emails that you see in the packet right now was what was submitted along with our appeals paperwork for this hearing.
Thank you. Were the emails answered? I'm sorry, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
He did.
So with that being said, we're looking at 903.11, $903.11 as the fee for 1448 Rice Street. Board members, the option here still is in front of us to continue on with the 903.11, or are we going to offer a payment plan? And if we're offering a payment plan, I need to have that person, Mrs. Dickerson, talk to our staff.
Through the chair, I just want to make clear that whenever we speak with any with any citizen or with any appellant, the payment plan is offered to anyone. We don't ever reject a payment plan. It's always open to everyone, so you don't have to approve for each line item, and it's always open, whether they speak with a management or the code officer. It's always offered at all times.
Thank you for the clarification. I'll take all comments.
Ma'am, are you available to do the payment plan? Would you like that?
Is there any other action I can take? Because I can't pay the 900. There was no need for the citation at all. The officer is sitting there not telling the truth. Exactly what happened. You know, how many times I came there and email and phone calls and messages I left before the citation.
So at this time,
I need to know what other action to take.
So at
You
this
can't
time,
make a
they've
payment.
identified that the due process was followed and the fees were properly assessed. So the option at this time is to work with staff to enter a payment plan, or what happens if it doesn't pay? Or pay in full.
The fees were not properly assessed, ma'am. It was not properly assessed. The fees was not properly assessed.
So the
There was
time
no need for
period.
citation.
So the time period for you to appeal and the hearings are, this board does handle the appeals where you can discuss the merits of the case. That time period has passed in your case. You did have an opportunity to come before us within that window and discuss this, and we could have handled it differently at that time. Unfortunately, our board is regulated for this specific type of meeting, for this special assessments, as we've discussed from the beginning, we are not able to discuss the underlying merits of this case. We are only able to review whether the fees that are assessed are properly follow the fee schedule based on the violations that are listed.
Which leaves the only two options again, ma'am. So if we're going to go ahead and send you over to our staff, ma'am, in order to make payment arrangements, and we're going to have to move on to another case.
Moving forward, if you ever
Thank you
receive
so much,
one of
ma'am.
these notices, please pay close attention to the dates listed on the documents. They do give you the information on how you can appeal, and as our city
I
staff
did.
has mentioned, they
I
do
did follow it up.
they
I
do also offer
tried.
the option to apply for a fee waiver if that's necessary. So certainly review those things when you see
So I
these
need a
notices.
fee waiver. How do I apply for that? What do I need to go for a fee waiver?
For
Because I
when you
follow
apply
in
for an
that.
appeal, at this time, that stage has passed on this case. So in the future,
But you know, as you definitely know, whoever I'm talking to, whoever prepared the fees, knows you
Thank you,
did it
ma'am. Thank you
wrong.
very much. We're going to go
For
ahead and move
asking
on
that,
to the next case, and you can make arrangements. I'll have staff make arrangements with you. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to case number C like cat, E like Edward, 25-1106, 437 Indiana Street, under the Angela Carbata Trust. State your name, ma'am.
Angela Gabata.
Proceed.
Okay, I had never been in this type of situation, so I don't know how to handle this. However, I am on a fixed income. Secondly, that the car that was parked at the time of the citation is only parked in that area when we or I am cleaning a mess that a previous tenant left at the premises. So I have been taking a lot of junk out of there and bringing soil from Recology to fix and beautify that area. In fact, that house is the most beautiful house and garden in that section. So I just feel that is somewhat unfair to say. Since we hear so often, we need to beautify the city. We need to beautify this. We need to beautify that. And here I am trying to do all I can in a fixed income. I came here once. A friend came with me because we wanted to pay the fine. Unfortunately, they don't take credit cards. So all the time I get this, not all the time because I know that they send notices. I'm aware of that. However, what I was going to do, I don't have money to pay that fine. When my friend came over and paid that, they will not accept credit cards. So I really want some help with that. Either to allow me to make small payments or really waive that $437 with, I believe, a few cents.
Thank you. Officer Herner.
Yes, so the NOV stemmed, I would say, from under our property maintenance ordinance of a violation being violated within 12 months, it would fall into an NOV. I try to be lenient, especially if individuals did make progress and abate it the first time. So it looks like that the initial case started under CE 25 0284. That was closed on March 20, 2025. Looks like once we closed that out, they had another, I guess, violation of parking on the unpaved surface of the property. So I sent them a final warning notice, which that was closed out on 4/29/2025. And it looks like in the area, once again, the vehicle was parked back on the unpaved surface of the property. And it looks like it was rolled into a notice of violation by 6/4/2025. I did receive a phone call, or voicemail, I should say. I did call the individual back. She stated that she was really upset because she had received so many warning notices. I tried to inform them of what the violations are. We're always, again, when you receive the first notice, and this goes back to the last case, I always tell people, since we have an audience, that anytime you get a letter from the city, please make contact, because again, we will work with you before we go into any fees or fines on the property.
Thank you. So this is for 400. What say you, board? Do you have any questions or comments you want to? Okay.
It sounds like you're asking to make payment arrangements, and that is an option that is available for you. So I think that sounds like the best
Very small
option.
payments, okay? If I would tell you, how much a month I make.
So we don't decide on this, and
Absolutely.
you'll work with the
Right.
staff, and they'll work with you to work out a payment arrangement that makes sense for you all.
You can see staff and they can work with you on that. Thank you.
Through the chair, I also wanted to answer, one of the comments that she made about payments. Credit card payments are unfortunately only acceptable online. The cashier's office changed that a couple of years ago. So they are accepting credit card payments and debit card payments online.
If
Thank
that's
you, I
the
didn't-
case, why I was not advised at that moment?
Did you speak with the cashier's office or with one of our staff?
I went to the window and to pay, and they said, we do not accept credit cards.
Yeah. Yeah, so we actually had an issue with this today as well. So I need to speak with the cashier manager's office, the cashier office manager, and let her know that her new staff need to be aware that if they can't take credit card payments at the window, they have to be directed to pay online.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
So-
was not told that at all.
Yeah, so fortunately, in this case, there are not any additional fees or anything outside of this, so you can still
That's-
work with them on that.
I'm paying for somebody's,
Remember the day that you were trying
inefficient.
to pay?
I'm sorry?
Remember the day that you were trying to make the payment?
Yes, I wanted to pay.
Do you remember when that was? What month?
You know
Last
what?
year.
I don't remember.
Okay. Okay.
If you can figure out what date that is, if you have any information on when you went to that
It
window.
doesn't matter.
No, I came to here to the office.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. She'll take care of you.
So in this case, the amount that you went to the window to pay, the amount that you were going to pay is still the same amount that is due. So you can work with them to either, now you are aware that you can pay with a credit card online, or you can work with them to make arrangements if you'd prefer to pay otherwise.
Through
But
the
the
chair.
amount has not changed.
Yeah, through the chair, that's where I was going with my question, because if she had come right when she received the citation, the late fee would not have been in effect yet. And so,
There's no late fee assessed on this at all. It's
There's
just
no
the
late fee.
notice amount.
I am on the last case, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
Okay, I see it now, I'm so sorry.
no, that's perfect. Thank you for clarifying.
And I have a question. How do you arrive to that amount for that fine?
Yeah, so there is a fee schedule, and that fee schedule is determined by, it's passed by the city council, but it's determined by an outside company that the city hires to do a fee study, and then they come up with those fees.
Is that based on the property, based on the location of the city?
It's based on a number of things, including staff salary and also the steps it takes to perform each task, leading to whatever that fee or fine is, whether it's a late fee, whether it's a citation. They take all that into account, as well as the time.
And the fee schedule is available publicly online as well. So you can review that.
Okay, I'll check. But I'm still, with the same thing. I came here to pay that fine. Unfortunately, people are not well trained, and here I am. My house has a lien just because of this.
If you do pay the fine or set up a payment arrangement, then you would not have to worry about a lien or anything. Is that correct?
We might have already leaned it, so I could check. I could check right now, but yeah.
Yeah, I got it. They say that I have a lien on my home.
Yeah, you can go ahead and proceed to staff, and they'll assist you in getting that taken care of and making sure the payment is taken care of today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Also, as much as I appreciate the thought process of some of our folks in the audience, please wait your turn, and you have your moment when you can express all of your emotions. Thank you. All right, moving on to the next case. Next case is case number C like cat, E like Edward, 25-1321 at 180 Farragut Avenue, Joan Carra. Ah, look who's wonderful. Could you just go ahead and grab the mic and state your name for us, please?
I'm here on behalf of my 85-year-old mother, Joan Carra.
Okay, and you are, I'm sorry.
Her daughter.
Thank you very much.
Rima Carra. And this is a particularly, I'm going to try to be as calm as possible. Obviously, you know that I have a problem with that. My mother's 85 years old. At the time of these violations, it's a rental house. It's a house where the tenants left, pulling all the plumbing out of the house, and called the city, and the city came out and said it was not habitable and condemned the house because there was no plumbing, even though the tenants were there for 6 years. So they left, leaving a car in the driveway. The car was not owned by, we don't know, we couldn't see a VIN number, there were no licenses, plates, nothing. The tenants had left. We didn't know how to get in touch with them. My 85-year-old mother at the time was dealing with glaucoma and 4 operations, so she was legally blind during that time. My father, 96 years old, was dying. And I was in Ohio dealing with my daughter's rape case. When we finally opened up all the correspondence and I went to the city, and albeit I was not particularly a happy bunny when I went to the city because I have a house on Marin Street with a car that was abandoned right outside my house, and for a year and a half, I called the city asking if they could move that car. So the car on the main road of Marin Street doesn't get a violation, is there for a year and a half with no problems, but a car in my mother's only income practically is given a citation. I love Vallejo. I absolutely adore Vallejo. People in Vallejo are kind, they're responsible, they work hard. And I loved when that lady said that she didn't get a response with the emails, because I'll tell you what, I've emailed the city and not gotten responses back. I've called the city and not gotten responses back. That aside, it's a $6,457 fine for a car my mother doesn't own, couldn't do anything about if she had seen it. That's all I have to say. You are looking at somebody that is incredibly sad about how the city is treating its people.
Thank you. Officer Hurden?
So she might be referring to a different case, because this is for a PMO case, a property maintenance ordinance case, at the same property here at 180 Farragut.
This is for the car?
This is not for a car, no.
What was it? This is the code enforcement for the plumbing?
No, this is for property maintenance. It looks like that the property was in violation of overgrown vegetation, debris, deterioration of the property.
The tenant.
So we did get an email from a property manager saying that they were unaware, we have been made aware of the violations at this property and want to let you know that we are not able to address it as it remains occupied.
May I see that email?
I believe that would be a public records request, but it did come in.
Guys, I mean, surely I should be able to look and see what that is.
Yes, you can.
Who emailed?
Yeah, it's a public records request, and you could pull all this information.
Why can't I see it now?
Well, to clarify which case it is, I think it's fair. You are looking at CE 251321?
Correct.
Yeah. You can let her see the email from the property manager.
Yes.
I want to mention that that's another thing that the city does. You go to the city and say, can I have information? And they go, well, no, we can't give you information. That's
okay.
a public request.
Well, yeah, they're letting you know that there's a process, a public
There is a process.
request where you submit a form to request that information, and that's the process required to access
We
that.
keep track of, we get thousands of requests every day for records. We have tens of thousands. We do.
Could you please speak into the microphone?
If you're having a meeting with somebody about the issue at hand, surely you should be able to say, I'm sorry, I don't know about that. Could you let me see that?
Yes, that's true. I agree with you.
That's not what I've seen in the
sorry.
city. It's
No, I'm-
always been, that's a public
We're trying to
request.
help you. Yeah, I'm trying to help you here. Can you let her see the email?
Yeah, if you want to. I just want to make sure it's okay. So yes, it looks like this. And it was referring to this case number right here.
Who's Yvette? I don't know who Yvette is.
I'm not sure. That's the email that came in for with that case number. So we added it to the case.
That's an incorrect, I would say that you've mixed up case numbers.
Well,
There's no Yvette in my whole family.
So is there a property manager that is handling this property?
No?
Is the address Farragut correct?
the top of this is Farragut, but the response, she doesn't say. All she says is the
Well-
phone number.
No, is the address, the Farragut is right, but is the street address correct, the number, the street number?
No,
180?
it is 180, but that's this gentleman's.
Officer Herndon, what the notes
This is what this hearing is about, is to
yeah, I
find
was
out if
gonna-
it's correct, so
I would say that
we might need to,
pass that. Regardless of that email, it sounds like that's the only correspondence that he received on this matter at that time anyway.
So this email
So
came
this-
in, it was received by our secretary, and it was notated that it was in reference to CE 251321. So that would be this case, and it is that email. So again, that's the email that came in. That's the one that I received. I added it to the case.
Did you answer that email?
I believe yes. We tried to answer all, but
So again, we're getting, this conversation is getting to the merits of the case, and this is something we would discuss
Can I
in a normal
answer that
appeal.
Through the chair.
The question about the merits of the case.
Stand by for 1 second, please. Go ahead, staff. Karen?
So it looks like we had a concurrent property registration case on this property as well. So what happens is, was your mother behind on any of the mortgage payments or anything like that? Okay. So Yvette is a representative from the bank or the mortgage company. So, and if they're registering, because they're required to register vacant properties with the city, if they registered this property with the city, that's why we have that other case on it. So, so she was also probably responding to the property maintenance violations open on his other case, which is the case on the docket tonight. And so I think that is where the clarification lies.
So where does that leave us with this at this point in time?
I think the bank was acting as the owner at the time, right? Because they were in charge. Yeah, so the bank was acting as the owner at the time. They were in charge at the time.
Yeah, that's what happens when
So I don't think, I'm not sure you have, do you own the house now?
Yeah.
Not the bank?
Yes.
Well,
She paid all the back due when.
okay, so you,
after my father
so you
died.
probably don't, yeah. Well, you probably missed your chance to appeal because of, so again, you're like everyone else here because at the time, your mom didn't have
I'm curious about that.
30 days.
So it's a 30-day time frame to that.
Okay, so for an 85-year-old woman that's blind with, I know I wasn't.
Okay, so
I
let-
just want to tell you that 30 days is not enough.
I understand your point
But also
there.
note that Sean did mention multiple times that when there's communication, they do try to work with you all as well, so.
But if you don't see the emails or the letters or whatever, that's okay. I will go and see how this 85-year-old woman will start eating cat food so that she can pay your fee. And I hope you guys understand, you four, that supporting the city is not your job. Your job is justice.
If I could add, in our ordinance, it's actually 15 days, and code enforcement adds an extra 15 days to make it 30 days on top of the ordinance. But to go back to the case on which this one was, again, as a courtesy, I post all my warning notices to the property. We also certified and regular mail sent to both the property and the property owner's property, which was out of Mill Valley. Every time I've gone back up into towards the end, the neighbors had contacted me after seeing me on scene and said that they believed that the property was occupied by squatters because the neighbors said that the squatters had taken their lamps from their garden that were solar lamps and could see them inside the property. The property was in a very deteriorated state for many, many months.
And this is something that we would absolutely discuss in a regular appeals meeting. So I hear you.
The police wouldn't help, nobody would help. The fines were possible, but nothing else. Shame.
And I will ask you a question. Okay. Within the time frame of the appeal, and then times after that when there was communication, and times when letters were sent to the house, certified letters, was there anybody other than your mother, right, who could have been part of, helped out? Okay. So,
And me, you know how you're dealing with a police case.
understood. And
Saying this is 30 days is not a lot.
Ma'am, you'll
So-
have to speak into the microphone.
yeah,
We're addressing the
sorry.
board.
I mean, yeah.
You call the police, you call the city, they don't answer,
But
they
we're-
don't respond, and what they do is they say, here's a fine.
Well, we're discussing the time frame, and I'm trying to.
Yes, I
really
know you're trying, you've been very kind.
I'm trying to
Yes, I
hone in on this process, and the reason why I'm trying to hone in on this process is because we have a special circumstance power that we can utilize from time to time.
Not during this hearing, you don't.
Yeah.
And that's why.
sorry.
That's
Yeah.
why
Through
this is
Through the
Okay.
chair, I would like to clarify your power. There is an option, there was a resolution that was passed a few years ago that does allow you, the one other option is to push this to the next hearing if she desires a case review. So you guys do have that one power. That's if extenuating circumstances such as this. We've had a previous case from, I believe it was 2020, where they used that power to do that.
So, as in, we can bring this back up as a heard case.
As an
appeal
You
case.
can't hear it as a regular case, but like if
What are you talking about? There was a resolution from what?
there was a resolution where in extenuating circumstances, they would allow the special assessments, the board during the special assessments to allow staff to re-review a case for any errors, any issues, or
But that does not allow us to review the underlying merits. That still
No.
just
The
pushes
board-
it out
It still pushes
the
it to
assessment,
staff.
so that we're still looking just at the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what
that's not,
happened-
that would not help her.
What
this
happened in that
situation.
one case is that it just pushed it to the following year's hearing, because it gave staff time to review if there was any mistakes, any issues or whatever. And it ended up going to the next one, but we had to make sure that all
Things were aligned
things
properly.
were aligned and proper.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So, hearing that conversation, is that something that we can offer today as a possibility, and then have staff review the numbers and the process and the line, and make sure that all the dots and the Ts were crossed properly, so that way we can at least follow through and say we've done everything we could possibly do?
Yeah, we could review it. We could even review it before that, so we don't have to wait for next year's hearing. But I could do the review, see if there was any, mistakes or errors, and then it could go onto this year's tax roll. If I need more time, like say if the case is lengthy or whatever, then it would need to go onto the next year's tax roll. But it was almost an identical situation. That woman, her father had like a stroke or something in the middle of a case, and it was this almost identical situation. And so the board at the time, they created that resolution to allow them that power.
Why would there be an error, though? Because of someone having okay.
They just wanted to offer this solution for this type of situation because of the.
I'd like to see that resolution
I'll show
too.
it.
Okay.
So, should I just send her over to you for conversation in order to make some kind of? Okay, great.
She already
Okay.
has my card.
Thank you.
If I could add, if anybody receives since we do have an audience and they're watching these, I always advise people that, again, if you get a fee or a fine on a property, reach out to us, especially if they say that they can't afford the appeal fee, because we'll work with our managers and we'll try to as long as they're making progress, we'll try to roll that back for them.
Absolutely, and I 100% agree with you, and I've seen it, and I've seen you guys do that before, so that's not even a circumstance in where there's any question about your abilities to do so. But thank you very much for the clarification.
And I would add that also following that they should come to the appeal, because this board has the ability to hear a lot more, review a lot more information during the normal appeals meetings. So we would love to see more people utilize that process to give us an opportunity to see what we can do.
All right, thank you guys. Moving on to our next item on is V like Victor, L like Larry, 25-0034 at 441 Broadway Street, Sir Winston Funeral Services International. Anybody here to represent this particular address? 441 Broadway? $1,077.33. Manny, do we have anybody online or?
Through the chair, no speakers online for this item at this time.
Thank you very much. With no one here to represent, we're moving on to the next case. Case number Z like Zebra, V like Victor, 25-0375 at 2331 Georgia Street, Kumar Darshan or Darshan Kumar. Hello, sir. Could you please grab the microphone and state your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Shiv Kumar, and the property address is 2331 Georgia Street, Vallejo. I guess this is a rental property. This is a rental property. And I guess Scott, he see this situation and he gave citation, this property, and I talked to Scott that time. Then after that I was sick, so then, I got a brain surgery. Then I got sick, so then after that is, I can reach him, so then January I reached in Sarah. So he was on vacation. After that, I don't know, they put the fine on that property.
Thank you, sir. Officer Herndon, do you have any comments?
Yeah. So it looks like inspection on the property. It looks like it was actually a complaint that came in. So we went out and did an inspection on the property on 7/15/2025. What appeared to be possible illegal automotive repair of several vehicles on the unpaved surface of the property, all in the public view. Looks like initial administrative notice was posted on 7/21. Did a re-inspection on the property. Looks like it did go into a citation 1. I posted that one on 9/16/2025, so almost nearly 2 months after. I did receive a voicemail from the individual. I called the individual back, tried to work with them. Looks like that as long as they're making progress, we're willing to grant extensions, and they did abate. And it looks like they abated around almost October there.
I have lease agreement with the tenant. Why I am responsible on that? Well, you put the automobile over there. Then I talked to Sarah. She said he's on vacation. That time after that.
Thank you, sir. Quick question on the item, the vehicle was abated in October, you state?
Yeah, my notice was the owner abated all by removing all vehicles from the unpaved surface of the property. Looks like there was a truck in the final photos, but it looked like, I put my notes in there, it looked like the truck that was still parked there, because it wasn't part of the original vehicles that were there.
Okay.
And it looked like there was a gentleman that was actually loading up all the trash, junk, and debris that was on the property, because I believe that there was 2 cases. By the time he made contact with me, I don't think I went into an NOV on the property maintenance ordinance to work with him with that. And again, he had made contact after the citation went out. But yeah, it looks like that the only vehicle that was left on the property was the person cleaning up the remaining of the trash, junk, and debris. But I ultimately closed it all out.
Okay, so I have the NOV on December 2nd, 2025. Is that correlating with the documentation and the dates and times that you have? I'm looking at 441 Broadway.
So this would be a citation, not a notice of violation. The
Oh,
notice of
I'm sorry.
violation.
Cancel that, I'm sorry. Understood. I see the dates and times now. Thank you. Any questions from the board in regards to the information here, or any comments that you would need in regards to the $990.92 fee?
I have a question is why are responsible on this if he's a tenant that I lease then they kick him out this guy too.
Because are you the owner of the property, sir?
I own the property, but I understand that they rent the property to this guy here to illegal stuff. Then I kick him out. This guy.
Yeah.
So then I work with the city, or I talked to Scott that time. I said I work with you. That time after that I got sick like a brain surgery and three I get operation in my body.
I understand that. Thank you. So, Officer Herndon, just real quick, just for clarification purposes, the dates and the times are correct. You reached out and spoke to someone, or you corresponded with anybody at the property?
Yes, I spoke to Mr. Kumar himself, that he was going to work on trying to work with the tenants to have them abate the violations. And again, it looked like the tenants or whoever was cleaning up the property, because the tenants did reach out to me as well.
And the time frame was October that it was completed, correct?
My final inspection was on September 29th, 2025. And it looks like the citation was issued on 8/22/2025.
So I have the posting fee date for citation of 9/16/2025?
Correct.
Okay. Staff, is there any, Karen, is there any clarification on dates of this regarding time frame? Meaning that within the time of the fees being attached to the citation, or the citation being valid, is there a time frame when that occurs?
Yes, on each notice.
Even I got a 6, so then
Yes, on each notice, it informs the property owner or whoever's receiving the notice that their time frame of when to pay, to not incur a late penalty.
Thank you. So that's the clarification that I was looking for. So there was conversation. You had correspondence. Officer Herndon spoke with you regarding the time frame of when this fine could have been avoided. I understand your circumstance, sir.
No, I understand. After that, I got sick. Then what I do? Then I can show you the proof. Then the
Right.
medical record.
Was there anyone else at that time that could have taken care of this for you, sir?
No one, nobody.
Okay. Okay.
And again, I post all my initials, so it looks like the initial was posted on July 21st, 2025.
Thank you. Any conversation from the board? Any thoughts?
Are you able to make a payment plan?
The question was, we can offer a payment option to you, and if you can see Karen in regards to that, and they can help you with a payment option.
Okay. I got a financial problem too. Also, got a financial problem. Financial problem.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I got a hardship and financial problem. Hardship. I have.
With that hardship, we can offer a payment plan. If that's something you wish to do, you can see Karen over to the side here, and she can offer you a payment plan for your hardship.
But I do not understand why he did the crime. Why we pay for that? Rental did the crime. Rental did the crime. Rental should pay for this thing. Why should I pay?
Because it's your property, sir. You're the owner of the property, and you're the responsible party for all the things that are on your property.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. Rental car, you get the rental car, you are on the citation or he. Never mind.
All right. Moving on to case number V like Victor, L like Larry, 25-0077. Param Dillian. That is 1545 Broadway. Seeing no one here from 1545 Broadway, $1,077.33, case VL 250077. Moving on to case number Victor Larry 21-0054, 413 14th Street, Dillian Amadeep. Seeing no one for 413 14th Street, Victor Larry 21-0054. Is anyone online for case number VL 21-0054?
Through the chair, we do have a member of the public online under the name iPhone, but they currently do not have their hands raised for this item at this time.
Thank you. Hands up.
The iPhone user has raised their hand. iPhone user, please confirm if this is the item that you wanted to speak on.
Yes, I received a
Stand by.
Please,
Is this
please confirm the ad.
Are you speaking on address 413 14th Street?
no.
Okay. What address are you speaking on?
It's 177 Harbor Avenue.
Okay, thank you. We haven't got to that one as of yet, so
Okay.
please stand by.
Okay, sounds good. I just wanted to make sure because I came in late.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So seeing no one for 413 14th Street, $946.95. Moving on to item 13, case number C like Cat, E like Edward, 25-0944, 807 York Street, Alvarez Martin. Alvarez Martin, 807 York Street. Seeing no one. No one online? All right, 2,072 and 20 cents. Moving on to item 14, case number C as in cat, E as in Edward, 25-0685, 124 Scenic Way, Jeffrey Bittinger. Jeffrey Bittinger. Seeing no one represented, moving on to the next case. Case number C like cat, E like Edward, 24-1553. Jeffrey Bittinger again, 124 Scenic Way. Seeing no one representing, moving on. Case number 16, item number 16, case Z like Zebra, V like Victor, 25-0076, 232 Farragut Avenue, Saeed Chadley. Seeing no one representing anybody online, $1,956.66. Moving on to item 17, case C like cat, E like Edward, 23-1457, 126 McGrew Avenue. Is there anyone representing 126 McGrew Avenue? Thomas Smith, Laura or Latisa Smith? Seeing no one, hearing no one online, $409.51. Moving on to item number 18, case V Victor A Apple, 23-0238, 107 Greenmont Drive. Cheryl K. Swanson. No one representing. $787.19. And so far, the last case, we're down to case numbers CE 24-2539, 177 Harvard Avenue, for Anna or Arnolfo Zambrano.
Yes.
Online, please.
Yes.
Go ahead and state your name, please.
Ana Laura Zambrano Avila.
Go ahead with your case. Thank you.
I was not aware of this citation. I was not living at the property, and I recently got this notice to be here, so I don't know what's the citation about.
Officer, yeah, I'm sorry. Please go
Hi,
ahead.
good evening.
Valencia.
Lorena, so I could speak on that. I'm representing a case from Ted Tever. He's the one that administrated the warning notice regards to this case. So there was a warning notice sent back in December 31st, 2024. At that time, Mr. Tever did an inspection of 12/31/2024 regards to some items in property maintenance violation. After serving that warning notice, Mr. Tever did a follow-up inspection and serve an NOV, a notice of violation, that issued that amount that we're actually talking tonight about. This notice was sent out on February 7, 2025 for $431.31. And that's the amount we're discussing this afternoon.
What was the notice for? What was the violation?
Property maintenance, the violations were for removal of vehicles, trucks, and trailers from unpaved surface. In other words, they were parking a trailer on a front lawn area.
Ms. Zambrano, did you understand what the violation was?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So the fee is $431.34. Are you be able to pay that today, or do you need payment arrangements?
I will need payment arrangements, please.
Okay. I'm going to turn you over to our staff, Karen, to make those arrangements.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Zambrano,
Yes.
if you could just email us at code.enforcement@cityofvallejo.net, and we can discuss a payment
Can I?
plan.
Okay. Or is it faster if I go over there so we can, if I need to sign anything, I can just sign it over there?
You can if you want. We don't accept card payments in person. You would have to pay that online.
Okay. So is it a code.enforcement@cityofvallejo.net?
That's correct.
Sounds good. Then I will send you an email and then we can go from there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Okay, so does that wrap up our special assessments this evening? We're moving on to the community forum.
Through the chair.
If
You'll be heard during the community forum.
Yeah, so that's what the community forum is for. So, and as a matter of fact, we're having that right now. So,
Not quite yet. Don't you have to adopt the resolution and
Karen, do we need to go through the numbers and make
don't you need
sure
to go
that
through all the numbers and the whole amount?
Okay. Stand by, sir.
Through the chair. There were some payments that were received within the past few weeks from when this was. So I was going to mention a few and go over what was on the screen.
I was just doing the math and looking at the list.
I have that's what Excel is for.
How are the numbers different?
Let the computer calculate so we're not having to.
Good, thank you.
So just for the public's information, we are doing some adjustments on the total assessed fee. Some calculations are being done by our staff right now, so bear with us as we get these calculations clear.
Through the chair? Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
So yeah, I wanted to actually do it in front of you guys. I was just highlighting stuff so it's easier to see. But everything that is highlighted on the screen just means that there was either a payment made or an adjustment made due to a payment or due to a correction, or if they're in an active payment plan. So the amounts on these are correct, especially since we didn't reduce anything tonight. And so when you make your motion, it will be to accept the list as is, and then just make sure to include this final amount in the motion, and then just iterate the options for payment plan, and also iterate the review of case number 180 Farragut Avenue, case number CE 251321.
Thank you. So at this moment, we have made all of our calculations. We have adjusted what needed to be adjusted. We've accepted the payments that were made, and now we will move on with the necessary acceptance of the actual total of the amount here. So with that being said, I will take a motion from the floor for the 2026 Code Enforcement Appeals Board assessment fees or fines.
I move to approve the code enforcement special assessments total, the list as updated here, reflecting a total of $328,071.64, noting that there is the that we've allowed payment opportunities for those listed to make payment plans, payment arrangements here, and also noting that there is the ability for the review of the case of CE 25-1321 on the property at 180 Farragut Avenue to discuss payment arrangement options as well.
Second the motion.
Thank you. Can we get a vote, please?
This is not my usual role. Chair Tennyson.
Approved.
Vice Chair Schultz.
Approve.
Board Member Cavalli.
Approve.
Board Member Simpson.
Approve.
Thank you. Let me let it show for the record that the motion was approved by 4-0.
Thank you. Now we're moving on to community forum. Manny, do we have any online at this point in time? And I believe we have one in the audience.
Through the chair, we do not have any members of the public online with their hands raised for community forum, but we do have one member of the audience. Feel free to come up to the podium, state your name at the microphone, and you'll have 3 minutes.
My name is Vincent Chang. I was here last month. I don't think you were here last month, but the mayor was here and the whole board of supervisors was here. The appeals thing kind of overlapped to the council meeting, so I was lucky enough to get to meet the mayor and express my problems to him personally. He said he'd take care of it. I remember submitting my appeals application to Mrs. Zagaroli, the city attorney. She accepted my application and gave her the evidence supporting my case. She said she would take care of it, look into it. I would have thought by now I would have some kind of decision on it, or maybe a request for me to appear tonight for whatever, your appeals process is. but I never got anything in the mail. I did give her my application last month, 30 days ago, and haven't heard anything back from anybody regarding it. So it's a matter of, of $8,000 that I wrote checks to the cashier for. He wanted all these checks. Then afterwards, he totaled them all up and said, hey, why don't you give me another check for $8,000, and that'll cover the total. So I gave him another check for $8,000, total $16,000. He didn't give my other checks back. So I put a stop payment on a second $8,000 check. But he still cashed the other $8,000. And then I noted some mistakes that they might have made, because when I bought this vacant lot, there were like 3 lots in a row. None of them have house numbers. I thought, gee, maybe they cited me for other people's violations because it was 1 lot before, subdivided into 3 lots. I bought 1 lot. The guy across the street bought another lot. The guy behind me bought another lot. They did some kind of investigation. They said, ooh, we made a mistake. Here's $4,000 back. I go, well, what's the other $4,000 for? They said it was because they had to put violations on my property, liens on my property, lien releases on my property. I take the liens on, take the liens off, late notices and all that. The reason the late notice is because I never got the notice. I had a change of address, so I gave him my new address, my new email, my phone number. Never got any notices from the guy. The initial case was like there was a whole bunch of trash on my lot because, it's a vacant lot. Homeless people dump all their stuff there. It's got a fence around it, but they still crashed through my fence, put all their junk there. Finally, somebody stole all the junk. And then what I did when I got the violation notice, I got the violation notice via a notice on my fence from Mr. Herndon, who's not here. It said to comply with all this cleanup and everything. And that's how I'm communicating with him. He charged me an extra $80 for posting it on my fence. And then I complied with it by calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I gave it a receipt to Mrs. Agaroli last month. The 1-800-GOT-JUNK has a date on it when I cleaned it up. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Time.
Your time is up, sir. Thank you for your comments today, but your time is up.
Time's up.
The time's up. Thank you.
Hearing.
If you've already made contact already with our city attorney, and that's what we can do today. But thank you for your comment.
If you want to wait till after the meeting, I can talk to you.
Any other?
Manny, are there any other comments or?
No other speakers for community forum at this time.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to item number 10. Number 10, the report of the chairperson and members of the committee board. Any comments or questions that any of you guys have or would like to mention? It's been quite an evening. We've done what we could. We've tried to help as many people as we can today. So thank you for your great work and your great thought process through this. Moving on to item number 11, future agenda. Our next meeting is July 23rd, 2026. Just as a reminder to that, August, there is no meeting. So keep that in mind. We have a month off. So with that being said, if all minds are clear, we can adjourn.